to XL Energy Center, home of the Class 3A state championship between Eagan Wildcats and the Wayzata Trojans. My name is Andy Gugesberg. With me today, Celeste Gorman. And Coach Gorman, we've got a great one here in front of us. Eagan been in this state final since 2013 with a few championships. How'd they get here?
Kathy Gillen and the Orr family. She's a legend in her own time. She is a machine of a coach. She knows how to train her teams to compete and win, and they just reload every year.
Absolutely, they've been at it for a while, and a team that hasn't been in the state tournament in a while, but the last two times they were here, they made this championship match, the Wayzata Trojans. Tell us about Scott Jackson and his squad.
Well, Scott Jackson's been coaching a long time as well. He's got over 400 wins in his high school coaching career. He's been around a long time. He knows a thing or two as well, so he's just got quite the talented squad this year, which your viewers probably already know about. But he trains his kids well, and they're well coached, and they respond very smoothly to any adversity. They'll respond nice today, I think.
All right, let's talk about some key players today. For the Eagan Wildcats, Metro Player of the Year, Kennedy Orr. You mentioned her a little bit, and her sister. Tell us what she brings to the table.
She's a steady player. She does everything for Eagan. She sets, she hits, she defends well, she blocks well. She's just a calm, steady leader on the floor with a lot of experience, and kids on her team look to her, and she's a great person to follow because she does whatever it takes.
And on the other side of the net, right side senior attacker Elizabeth Helmick. Tell us what she brings to the table.
Well, that kid, she's a game changer. She's got a dynamic swing, and she just does right sides are hard to defend in high school volleyball, and I think she's one of the premier right sides.
All right, if Eagan's going to win tonight, what are they going to have to do well?
Listen to their coach. Just stick to the game plan. They just, as long as they follow what their game plan is and take care of the things they can control, the serve and pass, they'll be all right.
And Wayzata, if they're going to knock off a team that hasn't lost a match yet this year, what do the Trojans need to do? How do they need to execute?
Pretty dang clean. They have to be clean. They have to take care of their first contact and make sure that they're in system as often as they can be, and get Eagan uncomfortable.
Excellent. Lower bowl filling up nicely here as we're getting ready for match time in the Class 3A final. We'll be back in just a moment.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome to the XL Energy Center. Live volleyball action here between Wayzata and Eagan. Teams getting on the end line, going to go through the lineups here in a minute, and I'll tell you what, we've had a great tournament to get here. I think we're going to take a look at some of the previous stuff as we see Wayzata athletes getting ready to go here. Kate Long with that game face we've grown to really admire. Jesuits looking around, making sure her teammates are ready to go. A bunch of athletes waiting years to get here, and there it is. There's the pit, without question, the most educated volleyball fan base around. They're going to be the ones that are clapping really well for their team. They're going to say some stuff that's probably going to have me laughing at some point as we take a look at the Eagan side here as Kennedy Orr, a 2019 Metro Player of the Year. Her team in their, what are we at, sixth straight Class 3A final. They've come up runners-up in the last 2 years. Last year losing to Champlin Park. Year before that, they lost to Lakeville North. 2 years before that, they won it, of course. And now we see the Wayzata fans. I believe some of those guys are pretty excited. They're coming off a pretty big win yesterday over Centennial in football. As we take a look at our highlights from yesterday, we see Eagan here, Kennedy Orr, Sienna Eiffel into the 6th court. They win theirs in 5 on some controversial volleyball, but Eagan definitely excited at their opportunity. Here we see the Wayzata semifinal. Helmick with her first of many kills. Here we see her again. Deep line, deep cross. Now she serves for 1. Long into the cross court, and there we see Scott Jackson jacked that his team is back in the state final. Here's a look at how they got here. Eagan with an easy sweep over St. Louis Park to start, and then like we talked about, that 5-game thriller over Minnetonka on the other side. Wayzata sweeping Elk River. Second set was close in their semifinal. Not very close. The scores might have looked that way, but Wayzata rolling all the way to the final here today. Take a look at the starters for our Wayzata Trojans. Kate Long and Sophie Jesuits doing the work on the outside. Helmick on the right, the mad lefty. Lily M. Long and Caitlin Emke in the middle. Olivia Johnson running the show with a 5-1, and Ella Vogel, a silent but deadly assassin. She has been monstrous in the backcourt for the Trojans this tournament. And for Eagan, Christine Juergens, the senior outside hitter, along with Sienna Eiffel, another left-handed right side. In the middle, Abby Moe and Kendall Kemp, the transfer from Rogers. Samara Amador starting at the DS position. Kennedy Orr setting at least part of the time. Normally when she gets to the front row, she does do some attacking. And senior Kaylin Madison in the libero jersey. Last year, Madison, a semi-controversial all-tournament pick over the great libero from Champlin Park. This Wildcat team, very, very veteran. Not a lot of seniors per se, but they've been here, they've been in this light before, and they know exactly what to expect. Coach Gorman, you've brought teams down to the XL Energy Center. Tell me what it's like to go in between these two arenas, your normal arena and then being down here.
Well, the space and the fans are tremendous, and I think getting a young player to settle in and just play the game is key.
We'll take a look at the coaches here. Kathy Gillen, Hall of Fame coach, seeking her 8th state title. This is the 16th time she's brought the team here. It's just old hat. Talking with Kennedy Orr's mother after they won their section final, she goes, Andy, I still haven't met not going to state Kathy Gillen. And it's going to be a while before that happens, the way things are going right now. And Scott Jackson seeking his first state appearance. 21 season as a head coach, 6 times he's been down here to the state tournament, and his team playing at a level right now. I see them as almost the favorite here, even though Eagan hasn't lost a match. Looking at the way these two teams played Thursday and today, I got to give the nod to Wayzata here.
Yeah, I agree. I think they may have some confidence coming into this, knowing they haven't dropped a set here. And then seeing Eagan struggle just a bit with Minnetonka and their varied offense. And I have a feeling that Wayzata is going to try to balance the attack from across the front row and give them all they can handle.
Yeah, looking for good serve receive if either one of these teams is going to get going. When Eagan dropped a couple sets yesterday, it was their serve receive that fell apart, and they weren't able to run the offense they wanted to. They do some funky things here. There's a rotation where Orr passes in the 6, and the setter pulls back and comes out from the middle. It's a real weird thing to see. In talking with Scott Jackson last Saturday at the section final, I said, do you attack that rotation? He said, no. We find the kid we want to go after, and we hit her with every ball. We'll see which of the Eagan passers Wayzata is going to attack here. Samara Amador back to serve. The sophomore DS served well on day 1 and starts off with a service error here.
Yeah, that's kind of a rookie, even though she's not a rookie. It's a rookie mistake. She'll get that shaken off. She's the sophomore, and she plays for Kathy Gillen. She'll get back to normal here.
Sees into serve for Kate Long. Amador with the pass off the net, or back set to Eiffel, cross court, dug up nicely by Johnson. Vogel with the set here. Jesuits goes up and over. Played up and over. No, that's a 4-contact violation. Jesuits just went over Eiffel. I don't know that I've said that about anybody in this tournament, but when you have a player like Jesuits, and there we see it again, she goes over and in front of Kaylin Madison. Another good serve. Madison handles this one. Or quick set to the outside to Juergens. That time not picked up. C's not quite able to get there.
Nice and high to those deep corners, playing the perimeter of the court and really attacking that. You'll see here, it's high, deep to the 5. That's a tough ball for anyone to dig.
Madison with a nice serve. Johnson back set to Helmick. We'll see a lot of her. And there's her first kill of the match out of serve receive. She was just lethal yesterday.
Again, a lefty on the right side is a team's secret weapon. For some reason, they're not expecting it. I think Kennedy will adjust.
Vogel to serve. They go at Juergens. Orr comes off the net, back set to Eiffel. Misfire there as the lefty sophomore decides to go cross court and just doesn't quite get it.
I think she took a little too much off that swing. She knew she was off, had to get a shot in, but just took a slower arm swing than she should have.
Vogel capable of going on runs. Serving again. Ooh, might have been out. Amador plays it. Orr off the net again. Juergens into the cross court. Dug up. Out of system play. Jesuits to make the play, and she drops it in front of Madison again.
Yeah, that one was a lower angle with her swing, but a sharp cut around the block, so she's able to find the defense not in position to dig.
You got to bring Madison into the court a little bit more there, or is that just 2 shots? We haven't developed a pattern yet.
No pattern yet, Andy, no pattern.
Bump set from Orr. Juergens cross court. That one drops into the deep line.
I'm telling you, that shot right there looks deceivingly easy to dig. It's so well placed and so high hit. There is absolutely no chance. She's so far off the net. Both two defenders look at each other and say, "You?"
Elliott with the serve. Orr handles the overpass, throws it down for a quick point. Eagan back within 2.
That's a smart play.
Elliott serving again. Ooh, into the net. Second service error for Eagan. Lead Helmick back to serve. And another service error. Championship match jitters, Coach?
I believe so. I believe so. These are very talented kids, and maybe not jitters, but they're going for it. They're going to serve tough to try to get the other team uncomfortable.
Juergens to serve. Goes at Jesuits. Johnson on 2. Elliott into the middle to Mo. Mo is a silent killer. I think she's got 1 error on the tournament and like 14 kills. Every time she touches the ball, it scores. And you see right there, we see Emlong making a commit move to go make sure that Orr can't get a one-on-one. And Elliott with a really nice choice there to find Mo in the middle.
For a 0 on her at all.
Cross court, Madison not able to handle it. Jesuits definitely answering the call early. 3 kills for her early in set 1. She goes back to serve. Back into the game is Kate Long. Orr passes. Elliott, high ball in the middle. It's a 2-ball and tipped over the block and down.
I believe that's the rotation you were talking about with Kennedy passing in the 6th and then running something in the middle. Or sometimes they might run her behind, but basically they're trying to deceive the other team and keep them guessing, not give it away.
Mo to serve, picked up by Vogel. Nice pass behind, there's that quick slide. High outside set, Ling Wong into the deep 6, picked up nicely. Fast set to to Long, and that one's good for a kill as Kemp not able to catch up and close the block.
Yeah, that's just a really nice in-system play. She just beats the block there. You can see her arm just on the over the top and then around the other blocker as well.
Katie Revere into serve. Nice serve. Juergens in trouble again. Ling Wong off the block. Up. Played well. Jesuits out of the back court. Picked up by Juergens. Elliott back set to Orr. Did she find hands?
No, she did not. you could tell she was frustrated with that swing. I think she wanted to find some hands, but not quite timing that out.
Juergens with the hand pass, Elliott with the bump set, Ling Wong cross court, and that one misses.
Yeah, you'll see Eagan, they're gonna try to, again, stretch that defense out, but Wayzata just responding right now. They look comfortable, and honestly, that's one of the things that I've seen out of this squad this whole tournament. They just don't react.
Wong with the swing, cross court, picked up by Jesuits. Johnson off, outside to Long. Long through the block and down, and it's 11-6. Wayzata all over Eagan here in set one. Timeout, Kathy Gillen. Coach Gorman, what's Gillen got for him at this point?
Take care of the ball, be patient. I think she just wants them to settle into a rhythm. They don't quite feel like there is a rhythm, and Wayzata just look, like I said, they look comfortable. They're using all of the stuff that got them to this point, and I think that's probably what Kathy's trying to tell her team right now too.
Take a look at this last point. Why don't you walk us through it?
So we're out of system here, and Ling basically, she's looking to hit those spots where they're not. Yeah, she's coming off she's set off the net, and so she's dropping that ball in front of the defender, who's expecting a high deep shot as well. Just drops it to the well there. Nobody's making a strong move for it. I have a feeling that Coach Gillen will have some words about who should take that ball and that everyone should make a move.
Revere still serving on a nice little run of her own right now. Madison, nice pass up to Elliott. Kemp in the middle, tipped across. Johnson with a double, will throw it across. Madison, back to Orr, off the block, picked up nicely, but that one's gonna get outside the antenna.
That is
Orr
just
with her first kill of the match.
Yes, and just an easy swing for her, just trying to find those hands and mistime their blocking. So she's a smart, very well-visioned player.
Yeah, this is her 5th straight state final. She's been here before. She knows what's going on. She serves there. High outside set. Johnson, Long. She's so good out there.
She is really mixing up her shots and making that defense guess. Block is there. She's over and around it. You can see the defender is playing inside where her last shot was, and now she's going away from her last shot even.
She's playing chess. We're out here playing checkers. Juergens with a nice pass. Orr takes it. Eiffel down the line. That one's going to score. The only thing tougher than defending a lefty on the right side is defending a lefty on the left side, which she has right there for that one ball.
Yeah, that's a nice high contact. That'll catch most defenses off guard there. So
here we see Helmick in the same spot. Orr's going to serve. Helmick is a lefty on the left side as well. We'll see if they respond with a same set. Or if they go to, oh wow, picked up nicely by Madison. Can Juergens bring it around? She cannot. Kate Long is a dominant attacker, especially in that rotation from the right side. She's done such a nice job. She'll earn some time on the bench, and Avery Seas will come back in. Madison with a pass off the net and to the right. Juergens on the swing. Solo block Helmick as Juergens failing away there, doesn't quite get into the ball well.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where she's going to need to hit that ball much higher. That's low seam. Even with one blocker, it's an easy seal.
Madison off the net again. Eiffel off the block, picked up. Bump set out to Jesuits, cross court, and she missed it.
That's a nice shot. They're going to pick on that left back and make her have to make decisions all night long.
Madison to serve. Her team trailing by 5 here in set 1. Jesuits with the pass, it's tight. Ball handling here?
Yes.
Great discipline from the Eagan block there. Tight pass. Johnson goes up. Nobody moves with it because she is back row. You'll see a lot of times the blockers will get excited and still go for that. And Helmick taking care of a great pass and set. She finishes into the cross court.
I just wonder what that block is going to do when they have there's a hole the size of the Mississippi River right there.
Well, yeah, but you can't leave Jesuits alone either. You have 3 blockers for 3 very talented attackers.
Exactly.
Juergens out of system. That time she goes off the block and down for a point. Much needed side out for the Wildcats.
Agreed. I really like the balance of Wayzata's offense right now. They're really distributing and mixing up their shots as well.
Miller to serve. Tough serve. Johnson behind the 10-foot line. Jesuits cross court. Madison kind of stuck, like not taking that extra step she needs to take to dig this ball.
She's frustrated. She's really frustrated with herself. I think, honestly, she knows what to do. I think she'll pick it up, but she's got to hurry so they don't get too much momentum going on that Wayzata side. That'll help.
Service error from Wayzata. Juergens back to serve. Wong re-enters the game. I like the slide from Emlong here. Cross court, picked up by Wong. Or again with that delayed swing, Jesuits goes cross court again. Wong picks it up. Sent across by Miller, back in it. Miller with the bump set this time, or tips again. Helmick picks it up. Johnson out to Jesuits. Down the line, touch twice, but not enough.
That's some good volleyball, Andy. I'm impressed with the way these young women are taking care of the ball and just taking care of their shots and being smart about stuff. There's not a lot of nerves in the shot selection.
Agreed. These athletes definitely playing like they've been in big matches before. Jesuits back to serve now. Down the line at KT Pernsteiner. They go back to Mo, who hits that roll shot. She is 2 for 2 every time she touches the ball. Now you can't give her 20 sets a match, but every time that they set her, it seems to be exactly when they need it. Mo to serve here. Helmick with a little bit of trouble. Johnson runs it down. Long. Oh, good effort there as Kemp kind of turned her own little self-defense, not able to make the play there.
That's a good way to describe it. She's off balance, turning, not really looking for the ball to come at her because it shouldn't. But I think she can do a better job. We call that block turn dig. Get ready to go.
Revere with a nice serve. High outside set, and Wong goes off the block.
One of the things she does best, her and her sister.
I was just thinking of that. A few years ago, we covered the same Eagan team playing against Champlin Park in a state final, and her older sister, Ann, abused the block that night, if memory serves.
Oh, yeah.
Ling taking after her older sister on that play. Johnson. I'll tell you what, Kate Long, for 3 rotations, she is a spark plug for this team, does a really nice job again there into the cross court.
Kathy not happy with her blockers right now. She is frustrated because they're late and they're not taking away what the hitters are bringing.
Johnson with the serve or off the net. Eiffel, and a no move from the Wayzata backcourt there as Eiffel hits a little off speed, drops it in front. Good enough for the points.
That really looked almost too easy, but again, it's not about the speed and the power on that one, it's about the placement.
Amador back to serve, her 3rd time around. Jesuits passes it well. Johnson back to Long, through the block and down.
They can't stop her, Andy.
No one has. I've done the last 5 matches Wayzata has played, and no one has even slowed her down. If she's not hitting over 500 from the section semifinals till today, I'd be amazed. Kemp through the block and down. Quick side out.
She needed that. I think her blocking right now, she's trying to figure out what Wayzata's doing, and I think just a nice quick kill, like couple of serves on the bench, she'll come back out a little bit more fired up.
Madison with the short serve. Vogel trouble with it. Johnson high outside set to Jesuits. Picked up by Amador, run down by Madison. Orr gonna keep it alive. High, deep across the net. Sees with the handle. Back set to Helmick. Long, no touch. Oh, we do have a touch.
The down official saw that. I honestly thought I saw it right away too, but I am not the fastest eye when it comes to officiating.
We'll take a look.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Good touch by Ben Teese on the call there.
Yeah, you can see her there. That's a great catch, cameramen, women, whoever.
Mo again. Hey, here's a hint. 3 for 3. Abby Mo, have a day, kiddo. Back into the game and serving Lauren Miller.
I would like to know why you think she shouldn't get 20 balls a game. Why shouldn't they set her 20 times? We'll get back to that.
To Mo again, that time it's picked up. Vogel to Jesuits off the top of the block. That'll be good for a point, make it 22.
That block is going to want to stay low and pressing instead of reaching high and trying to touch that ball all the way up there. Kathy Gillen calling a timeout. She wants to get her troops back on track. She's a patient coach, Andy. I don't know if many coaches could handle the adversity that this state tournament has thrown her way over the last 6 years. But then she's cool as a cucumber with all of the ups and downs with it and just gets her kids to keep on competing all the way to the end. They're not happy.
Pitt in a spot they're not used to being in. I don't believe, I take that back, they lost the first set to Lakeville North in the regular season match. Other than that, they have not been down 1-0 because they won the first one yesterday, I believe. Scott Jackson's squad and the screaming Wayzata Trojans real excited about their lead here, up 22-17, 3 points away from a set 1 victory. Someplace Wayzata is very comfortable in, as they have won 6 straight sets down here at the X. Helmick with a nice serve. Madison in trouble. Amador just going to bump it up and try and get it across. Goes Orr. Johnson, free ball opportunity, blocked back. Johnson again, this time. Emlong not able to score in 2 chances. Or another off-speed shot. She hasn't really gotten into one yet. Jesuits down the line, picked up by Amador. Nice back set. Is this the one? No, she goes off-speed again. Jesuits going to get a free ball across. Amador handles it well. Mo in the middle, picked up by Helmick. Juergens takes care of the overpass. Bump set, back to Juergens, off the block, picked up again by Helmick. High outside set to Jesuits, into the block, picked up again, over on 2, no! Little bit of problem there as Jesuits and Vogel both wanted that second ball. Communication error leads to a point for Eagan.
I like the idea that Jesuits is going to throw that ball over on 2 and try to catch him off guard. There's something to be said about the libero having responsibility for that second ball, though, right?
KT Pernsteiner, the senior DS, into serve. Off the tape, Helmick plays it up. Johnson out to Jesuits, blocked and not recovered. Nice block there from Eagan.
I feel like those last couple of sets were inside, and that's an easier block for those middles. They don't have as far to travel. You'll see here, the ball's going to be set inside. That's not a great pass, so the block is able to line that up and take care of it.
Helmick in trouble again. Revere with a second touch. Is she in spot? No. I thought maybe Helmick accidentally got into the right spot to send that one across. Scott Jackson, timeout.
That's a good move by Scott. They still have the lead and still are looking comfortable, but Wayzata's rattling off some points. You want to stop a run if you can, especially with that timeout. I really want to get back, Andy, to your you don't set a middle 20 or the Mo kid.
No.
Oh, okay,
I didn't say you don't set a middle. I said you don't set the Mo kid, and we've seen it. She doesn't have the engine to go get set 20 balls in a match.
Gotcha.
I've known the kid since she was 12. Been around what she can do. She does a great job. She is a blocking middle. She does a fantastic job getting her hands across. That's what she's in there for. She is the secret. I don't even want to be the kid. I want to be the kid that blocks and helps my teammates get available. We've seen the last 2 balls she's been set, didn't have the mustard on it to put the ball down for a kill, and she's looking to block here.
Good inside information.
Pernsteiner serving again. Great timeout, Scott Jackson. 23-20. Jesuits back to serve. And Eagan fans, Kate Long back in the game.
I have a feeling she's going to get set here real quick.
Especially in this rotation. Uh-oh, Orr in trouble. KT lays out, not able to get it. Set point, Wayzata.
Not my favorite cheer, Andy.
Well, it tends to bite teams in the butt when that happens. Another good serve. KT in trouble. Played clean. Orr's going to throw that one. Oh, big block as Lily Emlong houses Orr there on the tip attempt and the one-set lead.
That's quite the set for Wayzata, and I'm telling you, they can't go to sleep. Here, we're going to watch this last play. Out of system in their serve receive, and then it's just cleanup time for Wayzata at the net there. I think that's one of their keys right now. They're serving real tough, and if they're not serving tough, then Eagan's passing is a little off, I would say. I think they're capable of maybe better passing, but Wayzata's got them on their heels.
Absolutely. 1-0 Wayzata lead here at the X. We'll be back for set 2.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
And welcome back inside the XL Energy Center, where Wayzata took the first set from Eagan. Coach, what stands out to you after one set of volleyball here in the final?
I think just the high quality of the volleyball that's happening. It's not, teams are responding. All of these kids are just responding to what's happening on either side of the net. I think Wayzata is out passing and out serving the Eagan Wildcats right now, and I think one of the things I'm seeing is that Eagan is not getting a lot of in-system, comfortable swings in terms of their best hitters. I feel like Kennedy Orr needs to have some more swings that are a little more quality instead of just out-of-system swinging.
Yeah, the Trojan Nation chant coming at us here, and I'll tell you what, these two coaches been in these types of matches before. Scott Jackson, we see him get emotional at the end of matches, but not really much in the middle of matches. He's very calm, very collected. Kathy Gillen a little more prone to be animated, but she's going to keep her seat the entire time.
Yeah, I think Scott, he has some faces, but he's been here before. He is a veteran coach, and he has ridden the wave, so to speak, of volleyball matches for quite a while, and he knows how to respond in a way that'll get his kids on track. Or keep them on track.
Johnson with the ace serve to start, going after Juergens down the line. You know, that serve straight at you is one of the toughest ones to pass, as you can't tell the depth until it's on you. Pass by Madison, back set to Eiffel, picked up by Jesuits. Johnson back to Helmick down the line, picked up, or outside Juergens. Jesuits with another great dig. Long, gonna have to go cross court. Ran out of real estate.
That's a tough angle. She's outside the antenna, outside the ref stand. She just had to try to do something, anything to keep it in play, and like you said, just not enough room to make it happen.
Abby Moe back to serve. Jesuits handles the pass. Johnson back out to Jesuits. Into the net. That's a low set. Very, very uncommon misfire from Johnson there. Mo to serve again. Jesuits, another tough pass. They're going to go back. Free ball opportunity here for the Wildcats to Kemp in the middle, and that one is wide.
I think there were people looking for some touches on that. I think she just went so high and over top of everybody. If they wanted to touch it, I don't think they could have.
She's 6 foot a lot. We know that. 2-2, our score here. Sees back to serve. Amador with some trouble on that one, or gets a touch on it. Helmick gonna throw that one down, absolutely. Handling her net right there as Helmick with another big kill. In set one, she only got set 3 times, but she did have 3 kills on those 3 sets, so maybe they want to go at Helmick a little bit more here in set 2.
Perhaps.
Amador, another pass to the 10-foot line outside to Juergens, and that ball's going to be down as C's not able to make the move.
I'm telling you, that kid, one of the things I've seen her do is just high over top of the block, put some topspin on it, and let it drop in where nobody is. It's just such a tough shot to defend. Frustrating as well.
Miller to serve the back half of the 6-2. Out to Johnson with a really nice choice there as Caitlin Emke, whose name we call for the first time today, on the 31 set.
I don't think that was her favorite set, but sometimes middles just have to take care of what they get. She did a nice job.
Vogel to serve. Amador, this pass a little bit better. They go to Kemp again. Sees, picks it up off the block. Johnson runs it down. Jesuits taking out the garbage. Blocked. Kind of covered. How about that move from Johnson, though? She's on the end line, bump setting a ball. Jesuits gets blocked, and she lays out. Would have had a play here. Great effort. Helmick, of course, had no idea she was there because she was 40 feet away a second ago. They go back to Helmick. This time she throws it down the line. Madison, great crash on the pickup. Or finally gets a ball she kind of likes. Abuses the block for a point.
That's a nice tool. Again, she'll get some quiet kills, what they'll look like to most people, but just such a disciplined player.
I'd like to see her really cork on one. I've seen her get on top of some balls, and we just haven't seen that yet. Another good serve. Trouble. Helmick's going to handle it into the hands of the block. KT Pernsteiner disciplined off the block. Ling Wong into the seam. Nice pickup. Oh, that's such a fun set. Outside to Wong again. Picked up again by Jesuits. Back set Helmick. Late block from Kemp. Picked up. Wong, high set. Sees hands.
To the 5 corner. Once again.
That block took up residence there and somehow still couldn't finish at the end. Great layout there. We'll see this last point. They're standing there. And did she go over it?
I believe she did.
There it is. Okay. I was wondering how she could get that ball through the block. It was waiting. Miller still serving. Sees with a nice pass. Johnson back to Helmick. Blocked. Sees covers. Free ball coming here from Johnson. KT Pernsteiner hanging 2-ball to Orr. Tipped into the deep 5. Off Vogel and down for a point.
I'd like to see that libero keep her feet on the floor and track it with her feet instead of jumping and trying to over-anticipate. I think that's a diggable ball, but again, Orr is a smart player and perfectly placed that shot.
We haven't seen Orr hit that many balls that hard, so maybe you got to defend the backcourt first.
Perhaps.
Overpass. Ball into the plane and down.
I got it.
Game ball touch from the color commentator.
Sort of.
Good enough.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Welcome inside our living room. KT Pernsteiner to serve. Sees with a nice pass. Johnson high outside to Jesuits. Down the line. Great swing. Jesuits going full reach on that one.
We've got some incredible athletes in the XL Energy Center right now. I'm telling you, they are jumping high. The block is high, and these athletes are going over the top of some very disciplined blockers.
Helmick to serve. And she misses wide.
This might be the set of errors. Seems like we started out with a bunch, And it's kind of a trend right now. 9-5. I hope it cleans up because the quality of volleyball gets better when the errors are low.
Madison with a nice serve. Helmick. Oh. Johnson slips there. That wasn't a great pass, but it was one that Johnson definitely should have been able to get to.
Lost her footing. I think she had to change direction so quickly that she got the sport court under toe. Oh, there it is.
You see it.
Yep.
They go at Helmick again. On the slide, Emke blocked down.
There's Mose and Ling.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Long on the slide there. 11-5, Eagan up here in set 2, and we have a quick timeout.
First, though, we'll see the slide and the block just closing and nobody there to cover the hitter. That's a great read by those blockers. Slides are some of the hardest hits to defend. That could be a momentum changer for the match, not just the set. Your thoughts?
I tell you what, if I'm Scott Jackson, I'm just trying to remind everybody, oh my goodness, they're doing it. One of my favorite memories. Scott Jackson calls a timeout in the 2009 state semifinal against Burnsville, and the Burnsville student section erupts for 60 seconds straight. Scott, a pretty quiet-spoken man, has to scream, and Eagan's pit just did the exact same thing. Scott not happy with the way his athletes are playing right now, looking for them to be a little cleaner off the timeout. Madison back to serve. Goes at Helmick again, behind the 10-foot line again. High outside, out of system. And Jesuits. Oh, no.
I want to see the replay because I don't know that ball can change direction like that without hitting a blocker's arm. Let's
take a look, see if we got the right angle. This is the angle to do it.
Ooh,
that's off the block.
It has to be. There's no way it's not.
There's that slide. I tell you what, she runs that tight slide so well, does Long. The time she got blocked, they ran it wide. She runs it tight. She's too fast in the air. The block can't catch up. Much needed side out as Wayzata still doubled up here. 6-12, Jesuits to serve. Pass from Madison. Big swing. Have a day, Ling Wong.
Comes Eiffel back in. Oh, here's the replay. Down the line, that is a tough ball to defend. They're using the perimeters of the court.
Or to serve. Off the net from Helmick. Outside. Oh, blown up KT Steiner. Or runs it down. Free ball chance. Helmick picks it up. Where do they run it? Oh, one-on-one out there. Long, just uncharacteristic of her to miss that shot. She had the ball she wanted.
Maybe she thought, like you, that the slide was going to get the ball, so she just wasn't quite ready for it.
Or to serve again. Uh-oh. That looked way too familiar to those of you that watched us last year.
So,
Revere into serve. Revere, great serve. KT Steiner in a little bit of trouble. Eiffel off the block. Helmick picks it up. Johnson forces middle. Good pickup. Over the net again. Gonna go outside here. Down the line. Oh, deep. Ball is deep.
Scott is not liking some of the officiating calls right now, and it's one of those things that you can't really control that part. So here's the shot.
Oh, I think that ball might have been touched.
I thought
it was definitely deep.
It was definitely out, but it did look touched. If only we had the green cards.
Amador back in to serve. Helmick in trouble. I'll tell you what, the senior has been a rock in serve receive for Wayzata leading up to this match, and here in set 2, she is struggling.
She sure is, and honestly, this is the story of the match, is that serve and pass game. Right now, Eagan is winning it, and the score reflects that with a 16-7. Really big lead here, and Scott Jackson taking his second and final timeout of this set. Andy, I have one question for you before you comment. You had talked about the slide being tight. What you're saying is that she runs it inside closer to the setter versus closer to the net? Because when we use the term tight, we always talk about like closeness to the net. You're talking more.
I'm talking closeness to the setter.
Gotcha.
So we run a Q would be that ball right behind the setter, and R is halfway between the setter and the antenna, and the S is the ball all the way out to the pin. The one that got blocked is the one to the pin. The one that she scored on was that tight right behind. Amador to serve off the timeout. Goes at Jesuits. Blocked, but intentionally used there as Long goes again.
Yeah, that block just didn't get sealed and squared off to the net and got used. With a hard swing like that, you got to finish that blocking move.
Johnson goes at Juergens. Back set to Eiffel. Into the block. Picked up by Helmick. Outside again to Long. Into the block. Picked up again by Revere. That's over. Juergens going to take care of it. The senior outside doing a real nice job there.
A lot of really good heads-up plays happening in that. When Helmick went up to the net and dug that ball. Ooh, nice. They were there. They could have dug it.
Go at Jesuits again. Back set this time to Long on the right. Picked up. Amador going to send across a free ball into the 2. This is a tough free ball. Back set to Helmick. Down the line, and she missed it.
The line judge is getting picked on, but I think doing a good job of responding to what's happening on the court.
Mo to serve again. Jesuits, nice pass. Back set to Long, into the block. Off the block, picked up by Orr. Ooh, Amador runs out of time. 18-9, Wayzata trailing by 9. Into the game comes Seas. We'll take another look here.
It's a great touch by Kennedy. Her teammates just can't quite get there, not ready for that amazing dig to happen.
Great serve. Back set, Eiffel. Oh my.
Over top of everything and everyone.
She's just playing in another stratosphere right now, is the sophomore right side. Let's take a look.
Oh, the block is really late. She wasn't over top of anybody. She just, the setter totally caught them off guard.
Jesuits goes through the block on that one. I'll tell you what, if Jesuits is going to leave that kind of space for Eiffel to hit, she'd better get Vogel a helmet. Vogel to serve here.
You're not wrong.
Amador, pass off the net. Or tips this one across. Johnson picks it up. We'll go back to Helmick, blocked. Or now on the outside. Kemp tips it across. Picked up by Johnson. Vogel, high outside set to Jesuits into the cross court. Picked up by Madison. High outside set to Orr. Tight ball again. Is Kemp going to go get it? Yes, she is. Somebody cheated. Oh. Call is a back row block. Wayzata fans and assistant coach complaining.
Not happy.
That ball was completely on the side of Wayzata, therefore the setter has a right to it. KT Pernsteiner in to serve. Goes at Vogel. Johnson backs it to Helmick, quick set. Oh, diving hands. Kemp with a great reach for the block there.
I think Helmick just needs to make sure she's getting her feet to the ball and making good high contact.
You think we need a higher set for her right now? Is she having trouble because of the tempo? Pernsteiner serving again. Sees off the net. Johnson bump set. Jesuits into the net and down 22-10.
Scott Jackson not happy. His players not happy. Here's this out of system set. She's way off the net. I always tell my players go high in that situation.
Bump set to Jesuits again. She's taken out a lot of bad balls, and that one she puts in play. Kennedy Orr down the line, off the block of Jesuits and down for a point. And it is 23-10.
You knew Eagan would respond, right? And here's Kennedy Orr getting warmed up. That is a great line shot. That is really well placed, high hands.
KT Pernsteiner going deep 6 and missing that serve.
Good aggressive serve, good aggressive serve.
Jesuits. Helmick, catching her own shoe there. Safety first. She's back there. She's still smiling. Love this kid's energy. 23-11. Wayzata needing a run here. Steiner getting clean aced almost. No feet, just arms. Recipe for disaster.
Well, and especially when she doesn't finish it by creating that angle and dropping that shoulder so her platform can do the work that she wants it to.
Uh-oh. Got a table address here. This was bad news yesterday. Table's getting involved. Now we've got everything situated. Kathy Gillen putting Kemp in the right spot. She might have been out of rotation that last time. Helmick to serve again. They go at Steiner. This time she gets there. High outside set. Wong. Roll shot picked up by Vogel, who goes Wonder Woman on it. Jesuits down the line. That's a great ball from the junior outside.
So the Eagan's backup setter, second setter, struggling here defensively, not really making a move, just throwing one hand up and not really finishing that defensive play.
It's a lot of court to cover. You're going to give her that much line. Helmick still serving on a little run here. Or into a big block and off for a point, and it is set points Eagan.
That's that play you talked about early. They obviously want to mix it up and have Kennedy to have as much court and as much net to attack from.
Bump set outside. What's Jesuits going to do with this one? Takes it down the line again. Off the net, Madison, high bump set. Long looking to survive, does, and it's chaos over there. Vogel with another bump set to Jesuits. KT Steiner handling it well. Mo into the middle, off speed, picked up. Jesuits off the block and out of bounds.
We're seeing a lot of out-of-system volleyball right here, and these hitters are being smart about where they're hitting the ball to and where they're contacting it. That's just a great defensive play there by, is that Helmick? Yep.
Jesuits back to serve. And into the net. 25-14, set 2 goes to the Eagan Wildcats.
Quite the dramatic turnaround there. I honestly don't know that I would have predicted 25-14, but I knew Eagan would respond. It's kind of what Kathy's kids do. It's what Eagan does. They are very methodical in how they train, so they're prepared to take lumps and respond to it. So that's her team responding at best right there with that huge turnaround from only scoring 20 to holding Wayzata to 14.
After 2, we're tied at 1 apiece. We're going to play best 2 out of 3 when we come back.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hey! There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back to the XL Energy Center, where after 2 sets, we are tied at 1 apiece. Right now, we're going to take a look, go in the way back machine to a year ago, where Champlin Park played these same Eagan Wildcats. Here we see some highlights, big blocks, big swings from the outside. Good clean kill there from Orr, who's had a few of those today. Mo again. Here we see some really nice serving, catching the tape. Big block from the right side. She's having some fun at Penn State now. And here we see match point, championship point, 14-13, Kennedy Orr. Into the net, she had another one of those in this set, and Wayzata returned the favor on set point as Champlin Park wins their first ever team state championship in any sport. Proud of what those Rebels did, and out of the same section, these Wayzata Trojans come in. Here we take a look at the last 14 or so years of Metro Players of the Year, including 2019's Kennedy Orr, who could be the third player to go back-to-back, as she might join Gaynor, who did it in 12 and 13, and Hilly, who did it in 15 and 16. Oh, excuse me, and Whitman, who did it in 08 and 09.
That's quite an established list.
Amador to serve at Helmick. High outside to Johnson. Back to Long. Set 2 might have just been the anomaly, as Long doing what she does. Big swing from her out of the first rotation here.
And here you see the defenders, Samara and Kennedy, looking at each other, and Samara's frustrated with herself because that's a ball she can dig.
Absolutely. Sees to serve. Madison handles it. Into the block and out of bounds from Juergens. You know, Juergens was a setter, was a little bit of everything, and now she's hitting on the outside. She hit middle last year for this team. She played right side a little bit last set. She's a little bit of everywhere. Great team player. Abby Moe to serve at Vogel. High back set. Jesuits off the block and down for the point.
Andy, when I look at the stats from set 1 compared to set 2, hitting percentage had a lot to do with the effectiveness of the winning team.
So Wayzata didn't hit too well in set 2 then, is what you're telling me?
They did not.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Vogel with a serve at Amador. To Orr. Eiffel back off the block of Jesuits. Picked up by Seas. High outside. Bump set again to Jesuits. She hits it into the deep 1-6. And Orr and Amador, again, not quite communicating well on that one.
I feel like Kennedy's trying to take up more court than she should, maybe, because Samara maybe not making strong enough moves or early enough moves, so Kennedy feeling responsible for that.
3-1 Wayzata. Vogel to Amador. Orr. Kemp tips it across. Picked up by Helmick. Johnson, quick set into the middle. Picked up by Madison. Orr high outside to Juergens. She's going to go into the solo block. Dug up. Outside to Jesuits, tipped across, Orr picks it up. Madison gonna handle the second. Eiffel backing up, goes into the deep 1, picked up by Johnson. Vogel, Helmick, picked up by Amador. Great dig from the sophomore. High outside set to Juergens. Picked up again, great defensive effort from Vogel. Quick set on the 31. Madison, great dig. Amador gonna send a free ball across. What are they gonna do? Clogging the lane. Back set to Helmick. Off the block, picked up by Madison. Eiffel on the full reverse. Sees wears it. High outside set to Jesuits. Tipped and into the net. Played. Oh, Kemp into the net. Great rally. Madison, welcome to the match. Struggled a little bit in set 1. Set 2 didn't need much from her, but in set 3, Madison with 4 great digs in 1 rally. And here we see another one that just gets caught up in the net. Vogel to serve, goes at Amador again, off the net, high outside set to Juergens, into the block and out of bounds, counted as a point.
That's
for Eagan.
A nice tool there by Juergens. She is a smart player, like you said, she's played a lot of positions, so the kid knows how to take care of it.
Miller into serve. Vogel handles it, high outside set to Jesuits, down the line. I don't know that that's indefensible, but it's pretty hard to dig that ball.
That's a tough ball, and you can see the frustration. We're real close to Samara here. You can see the frustration on her face, but again, and then the slap of the floor. That's frustrating.
I wonder if Gillen made an adjustment in the game plan, and maybe she's supposed to be sitting on that sideline. And if that's the case, one, you don't want to do not what Gillen tells you.
Right.
Juergens into the block, picked up by Vogel. Quick set outside Jesuits, that time too long, and we have touch. Off the block.
I saw it. I did.
I agree with you. I just love Kaylin Madison looking at the down up ref like, no. Helmick to serve, too long.
There's that aggressive serving we're seeing. With that comes some errors at times.
Back into the game, Wong and Pernsteiner. Ben reminding Samara to slow down and wait for the opportunity. These refs crack me up. Steiner serve, cross court, and she misses Helmick again. Gillen may bring the hook here pretty soon and wait until after Juergens serves to put Steiner into the game. Jesuits to serve. Or with a great pass. High outside set to Wong, off the block and out of bounds. Johnson puts her hands up there, wants to get across, knows she's late, and as a result gets tooled.
That's one of Ling's go-to plays. She knows how to find those hands.
Madison deep serve to Vogel. Johnson back set. It's mistimed again there as Emlong not able to connect with Johnson here. Madison still serving, trailing by 2. Jesuits, nice pass, high outside set, and the quick ender from Kate Long.
That's that sharp angle she likes, the 4-to-4, I call that.
Revere into serve. The lefty sophomore right side doing some DS work here. Go at Madison. Nice high outside set to Wong, looking for hands. Missed him.
Not according to the Eagan players.
No, just one. Revere still serving. I got confused by some other stuff. Don't worry about me. KT gets blown up. Madison with the high bump set to Wong. She goes deep cross, picked up by Revere. High outside set. Roll shot down the line. Steiner there. Madison calls off the setter, takes it across. Johnson high outside to Long again. Dug again. Ling Wong calls it off. Or gonna have to send a free ball across. Helmick handles it. High outside set again. She hits the roll shot and just misses.
Andy, I think you were correct there. Eagan has made some defensive changes here. They look like they're in a traditional rotation defense where their middle back person is supposed to be on that line.
We'll see if there's an adjustment from the Wayzata attack. In a rotation, the 6 tends to be wide open or to serve here. Johnson outside. Slide set. Or handles. Mo quick in the middle. Picked up by Jesuits. Bump set again, this time to Long. Long cross court. Madison, overhand dig across the net. Jesuits, outside set, down the line. Well,
unstoppable.
She's unstoppable, but we just talked about Eagan might have made that change, and then the very next ball gets set down the line, and Steiner's still in the 1-6 seed.
I see them also moving at contact point. They should be stopped on defense, I think.
Overpass.
The official's doing a nice job of communicating and getting on the same page. I believe the down official gave the sign. And the R1 following.
Miss serve off Jesuits? Excuse me, off Johnson. Amador back to serve. Off the net, high outside set to Helmick. The lefty on the left side, dug up by Madison, or to Juergens, deep cross court, picked up by Vogel. Johnson high outside to Long. Great pickup from Madison. Bump set. Juergens, surgical again. Back set to Helmick this time. Is it enough? No, Amador wears this one. Eiffel does a great job delaying her swing on the high bump set and timing it just well enough to hit that ball through the block and down. Amador to serve. Helmick, high outside, back to Helmick, tipped across, blocked by Mo.
What I see Eagan's defense doing and block as well, it looks like they're trying to funnel the offense of Wayzata to Madison. Like, I feel like they want to hit the Wayzata Trojans to hit towards the libero so she can make as many decisions as possible, and everybody else is kind of just in position. We'll see if that holds true here.
Amador serves again. Tough ball. Jesuits. Helmick with the left-handed swing. Back set on the run.
Kennedy Orr at her finest. She is a phenomenal setter. There are not many setters, high school setters to boot, who can run the ball down like that and as cleanly place that ball there for Sienna, who just takes care of it to the high one.
Well, I'll tell you, she did miss some time early on this season as she was busy in Egypt winning a world championship. So, or not only one of the best setters in Minnesota, but we found out in the country and maybe in the world at her age group. Helmet cross court, dug by Orr. Madison, Eiffel gonna get a free ball across. Picked up by Vogel. Back set, Helmet down the line. Good enough for a point.
The battle of the lefties is on. I'm glad Wayzata and Eagan are both responding and competing here. You'll see the ball get reversed here, and just a nice swing down the line, and Madison not able to handle it.
Sees in and serving. Short serve, picked up by Madison. A little bit of trouble, back set to Eiffel. Deep cross court.
Wow, she is adjusting right now better than I think I've ever seen her do in her young career. Just stutter and then high, deep one. I bet the whole world thought that ball was going out, but just enough touch on it to land in there, right in the back corner. Last
year in this same tournament, any of those out-of-system balls would not have been clean. And a quick response there from Emke. Hang a ball and she hits it around the block and down for a quick point.
That's a tough ball to defend.
How do you defend that? You got to serve tougher?
Get them out of system so they can't run it.
There it is. Vogel to serve here. Amador, nice pass up to Orr. She throws it over on two, picked up by Vogel. Johnson, back set Helmick off the block. Amador, overhand dig. Orr does it again, sees where's this one. Vogel, free ball opportunity. Eiffel plays it. Hang it to Kemp. Using the equipment. Madison with the dig. They go to Kemp again. She throws that one. Johnson plays it. Vogel, free ball again. This time, Madison plays it. Where are they going? They go back to Eiffel, who tips it across the block. Picked up by Vogel. High outside set. Jesuits cross court. Juergens with a great defensive effort. High outside. Back to Juergens. Into the block. Played one-handed by Madison. Back set to Eiffel off the block. And now the point finally ends.
Andy, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not a point that Wayzata won, but the way they played throughout the course of that point, that's good volleyball. This is not a momentum breaker, even though they didn't win that point and it's a long rally. Normally those long rallies will hurt you, but they're making some really good hustle plays on that side of the net as well.
Great point, Coach. Miller to serve, and that's a service ace as Jesuits not able to get their bottom dropped out.
Ties it up at 13.
It's been a pretty even game, and I think we lost the ball. No, we're back.
The only match happening here at the X. All the fans centered on this side.
Vogel moves her feet well to get behind that ball. Free ball still coming, though. Amador runs down a ball that might have been close to the end line. Juergens tips it across. Johnson picks it up. Vogel gonna bump set Jesuits here. Cross court, and Amador standing in the 6. Not able to make the play.
Some coaching tips for her. Scott Seaming, yeah, there's a picture of the X. You can see all of the fans on the court 1 side of the arena.
Helmick to serve. Amador in trouble. Free ball coming from Juergens. Jesuits gonna get this ball into the block and down on the Eagan side.
Yeah, that happens when you don't seal off the net. When your hands go up and you're above the net but not pressing over and sealing it off, that'll go down on your side, Drano style.
Helmick serving again. Off the tape, Amador lays out for it. Thrown back from Emlong. Just like that, it's a 4-point run for Wayzata.
I think Eagan's going to need to have some more offense here, and the way to do that is to get in system, but with passing like that, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle big.
Helmick still serving. Goes at Madison. Nice pass. High outside set to Orr. Cross court. Jesuits touches it. Vogel with a better touch. Free ball coming from Helmick. Amador plays it up. Slide 2 into the solo block of Emlong.
They just have to respond. And here's Kathy Gillen saying, I'm going to tell you how to respond. While Wayzata just loving the momentum. I'm telling you, those long rallies, they're playing and doing what they need to do to keep themselves in this match, even though they're not winning the points. We got a replay of this last swing by Kennedy, nice and wide. They run it down, here's the hustle, and they give them a free ball, but they're all back where they need to be to defend. And Kennedy just choosing, in my opinion, the wrong angle. The block was lined up with her on her right side, and I think she could have gone left. But you know, you're in the moment. That probably worked for her before, so she's going back to it. And here's hoping that they respond to, because I would love to see a tightly contested set 3.
Absolutely. Emlong doing a really nice job with her eyes there as she makes adjustments late, and off the timeout, we'll see how Helmick responds with her serve. (17-13) Wayzata. Good serve, Madison not able to get there well. High outside set to Orr, that time through the hole and down for a quick point.
Well-placed shot there by Kennedy. Finally in system, so they have more options offensively. They can swing and run the options they want to run. And then make Wayzata's blockers have to choose and make moves to do something to defend.
Steiner to serve. Vogel passes off the net. High outside set to Jesuits, cross court. Madison answers with a dig of her own. High outside set to Wong, into the block, picked up, double. Oh. Nice block there on Juergens. Oh, excuse me, on Wong.
They got to stay in system. If Eagan wants to hang in here, they have to stay in system so they're not predictable offensively.
Good serve. They go to Kemp off the antenna.
Wayzata not happy right now, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with them, because the ball did hit the antenna and the line judge did not call that. She called the ball in when it should have been called out. So that's why Kennedy Orr just had a conversation with the referee over here.
Jesuits serving again. Madison. This time it's a better pass. High outside set to Ling Wong. One block there, and she goes around it, down for the clean kill. Not her typical style, but we'll count it. We'll take a look at this last point here.
Here's the one that hit the antenna. She swings. You can see right there the antenna starts to shake. The line judge calls it down when it should have been called out. So that's why they had questions.
They go at Helmick. High outside set long. Off the block, picked up by Madison. Back set to Orr. Cross court, and that one's down for a point.
That was a great location for that set, and she just found that one corner. That was nice. That was a really nice swing. Not her full speed yet, Andy.
And the pit just calls it as well. Says that's her changeup, and there is Long. Changeup, fastball, curveball, slider, doesn't matter. Long is that good. She gets another kill for these Trojans.
Just a steady player.
Revere in to serve again. She goes at Steiner and countered as an ace, 21-16. Last year in the final, Orr got going about halfway through set 3 and took them all the way to 14-13. We'll see if she can get running a little bit more here. Steiner passing again. High outside set to Wong. That one goes into the 6. Jesuits picks it up. Johnson outside to Long. Long, Steiner, great play. Wong off the block. Jesuits handles it. Quick set in the middle, off the block. Madison outside to Wong. Great swing off the block. Maybe the pancake was good. We'll call it as a great play either way.
I think, Andy, right there, you might be asking, why are you going to the outside hitter when Kennedy Orr is standing behind you. Well, you can see right there, there's only one blocker on that outside hitter. That's the offensive choice of the night right now.
Orr to serve. High outside, set long. Down the line, and she misses this time.
Block was closed and ready for whatever she was going to bring, and so the hitter felt the pressure of that block and just missed the court. I would like to see Eagan get away from tipping as well. I would like to see them continue to swing.
You see KT Pernsteiner talking with Coach Gillen about how they want to defend that ball down the line as she was in the 6 again there. Back row to Jesuits, tipped across, picked up by Eiffel. Quick set in the middle to Mo, dug by Jesuits. High outside from Johnson to long, picked up by Pernsteiner. Back set to Eiffel, she's been good today. She's blocked, it's covered. Roll shot, picked up by Vogel. Johnson out to long, off the block.
That was higher. The last few swings have been right into Eagan's hands so they can deflect and slow the ball down. That one, right off the top of their fingertips for the nice, easy high hands kill there. And Kathy Gillen saying, we need a timeout. Here's that wide shot from Ling. Ball's going to the outside. You can see the block is there and late, and she just gets those fingertips, and that you can't run that down. There's not enough time or court, actually. And you can see Gillen, cool as a cucumber. Doesn't get rattled. Sometimes can get frustrated. However, knows what they need to do.
Out of timeout, so after this quick break, they will have to do it on their own on the court as Gillen, we see the state tournament history here for Wayzata, been quite a few times, and then you look right below it and see how many times Eagan's been there and how many championships they've won. That's why you see Scott Jackson a little fired up here and Kathy Gillen putting in a fresh piece of gum. Someplace she's been before, something she's done before. Back to serve is Johnson. Pass off the net or outside to Eiffel. Down the line and wide. No. Originally, the up ref looked at the line judges, had one in and one out, called it in.
I'll tell you what happened. The R1 up here, here's the swing. You can see her swinging with that left hand, and it lands out of bounds clearly. The up official just pointed in the wrong direction.
Eiffel off the block and down for a point there as Eagan gets it back within 4. They trail 19-23.
See Kathy there with longtime assistant Steve Elliott.
Amador to serve. Jesuits plays it up. Johnson back to long. Orr, nice dig. Run down by Madison. Eiffel the lefty, cross court into the block and down.
She timed that out well, and the block did not. They were on their way down. She was so far off the net, they should have waited another, I don't know, couple of tenths of a second, Andy.
Sounds right to me, Coach.
All right.
Amador serving, her team down by 3. Goes for it, goes at Jesuits. Off the court comes Vogel. Free ball chance here from Helmick. Back set.
Nice choice.
And Eiffel kind of making some room on her back to carry this team down the stretch. That's a couple real nice swings from her after she got used for the block. We'll take a look.
Watch Kennedy. She's on the way down with setting that. Normally a setter will jump and set the ball at the height of their jump. She's on her way down. The block had no idea where to go or what to do.
Don't forget to vote for the CCX Sports Play of the Week. Each week we choose 4 top plays and you, our viewers, vote to decide the play of the week. To vote, go to ccxmedia.org, then click Sports, and then Play of the Week. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A in Maple Grove. Don't look at me, Coach. I keep asking, when are we going to get our free Chick-fil-A? It still hasn't happened. I'm telling you, it's got to be due. You're doing such a good job. I think maybe John or Jay should just buy us some Chick-fil-A.
I would not be opposed. You go ahead and propose it, and I'll reap the benefits. Samara Amador back to serve. 23-21. Making a comeback is Eagan.
See how she does off the timeout here. Goes at Jesuits again. Much better pass this time. Back to long, off the block. Picked up. Oh! Amador wishes she had that one back.
Yeah, I think she just tried to punch at it when she had more time than I think she, well, I don't know what she thinks, but I'll tell you what, she had more time than she thought. She didn't need to just throw a pop. She could have got 2 feet there, got a platform on that ball, and got her team going.
C's to serve, set point here.
Short.
Big swing from Juergens. Nice hustle play. C sends across a free ball. Oh no, not very well handled. Juergens taking out the trash off the block. Quick set in the middle, tipped across, and set 3 goes to our Wayzata Trojans, 25-21.
That was a nice comeback by Eagan there. I thought Wayzata handled their pressure. They had 2 good runs here. Let's watch this ending point. Johnson to the middle, who just gets a nicely placed tip, and Kennedy doesn't make that play happen. Wayzata with the win in set 3.
Yeah, Emke doing real smart things there. She tips around Orr there for the 2-1 lead. Wayzata 1 set away from a state title. Will we have back-to-back CCX state champs? Come back after the break and let's find out.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here?
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Back to live action. Great serve to start set 4. Juergens going to send across a free ball. Jesuits plays it up. Johnson back to Helmick. Down the line. Big swing.
I'm not sure where the block was, Andy, but she had more court and more time to do whatever she wanted with that attack. That was a nice connection.
Johnson to serve again. Missed serve. Mo in to serve now. Her half rotation in the backcourt. Goes at Jesuits, handles it well. High outside set to Helmick on the outside, off the block. Over and touched by Johnson as she's getting her feet to the sideline.
That play and the duck play, my 2 least favorite. You can see some good defense here. Ball is maybe in, maybe out. I mean, if it hits her and she's standing in bounds, it's probably going to be in, right?
Agreed. Mo to serve again. They go at Helmick. She passes behind the 10-foot line. Long on the right side. Blocked. Down for a point. Eagan out to a quick 3-1 lead.
Eagan's block responding. Something they didn't do well in set 1.
Abby Mo continuing her service run. Jesuits passes off the net, bump set. Helmick with the big swing into the block, question mark? Apparently it was. Free ball across, Amador plays this one. Back set to Kemp on the slide. Helmick into the net.
Wayzata just needs to settle down, take care of the things they can control, and just keep responding.
Mo serving again. Jesuits up to Johnson. Quick set. Nice 31 there from Emke.
That's better. In system, less predictable. The block has to choose and or make decisions and try to be more athletic than them. And at that time, Wayzata got the edge.
Sees into serve. Off the tape, Amador plays it. Free set to Juergens, picked up by Vogel. Johnson, back set Helmick. Off the block, down, picked up by Madison. Quick set in the middle to Kemp. Johnson, great run down by Seas. Free ball chance, Jesuit sends it across. Amador plays it. Outside set, Juergens down in, picked up nicely by Vogel.
Johnson couldn't keep her balance there, just a little too tight on that pass, or the dig, I guess. It wasn't just a pass. So Eagan connecting.
Miller into serve. 5-2 Wildcat lead. Seas uncharacteristically troubled by that serve.
Serve and pass. Serve and pass. Keep the ball in system and your team can do some things. Out of system and you're going to struggle.
Vogel handles that one much better. Quick set, tipped across.
Very good control by Wayzata's middle here. I really like how she is making choices about what to do when she gets set uncomfortably. A lot of times middles will swing, young middles will swing at that and bury it into the net. She's doing a really nice job, and obviously a senior, so she knows what to do.
Outside set, Orr, picked up by Seas. Johnson, out to Jesuits, off the block of Orr, picked up by Juergens. Miller, quick set to Kemp. Oh, Vogel wears it. Bump set, Jesuits down the line, there it is.
Scott Jackson fired up. Wants his crowd to get more into it. Here you go, the outside. Gets good touch on that. Great set. I gotta say something about this Miss Johnson over here. She is running this show over here for Wayzata. Well.
Juergens cross court. Johnson digs the first ball. They go back to Helmick. She hits the roll shot. Picked up kind of by Amador, but no, into the antenna.
Smart mix-up. She swung real fast, real heavy on the last bunch of swings, and that one she mixes it up. That's her changeup, and finds the Eagan defense just a little off balance.
Vogel still serving. Short serve, picked up by Madison. Orr on the outside, off the block and down. Helmick knew it as soon as she jumped. Frustrated she didn't press that in.
Well, and Kennedy doing a nice job of catching the edge of that and knowing how to see and finish that shot.
KT Pernsteiner, the senior DS, into serve. Sees Johnson, Helmick, cross court, picked up. Orr gonna get a second touch. Madison gonna send across a free ball. Helmick handles it. Johnson, tempo to Jesuits off the block. Madison lays out for one. Kemp in transition. Ball is picked up by Johnson. Roll shot from Jesuits. And that ball is in the sixth court. Great spot from the junior outside hitter.
I can't get enough of watching Scott Jackson celebrate his team over there. Obviously doing a nice job of using the high hands, getting ready for the tip, and then Jesuits just finishing to the deep six.
It's a great spot. Helmick to serve. Goes at Orr. Outside set to Ling Wong. Off the block as she does. Johnson out to Jesuits. Off the block of Orr and down. Just like that, we're tied up at 7.
I can just see Scott Jackson right now just so happy for his player. Like, she's on a run here. I think she's had the last, what, 4 points in a row?
Seems like it.
He's feeling it for him.
Helmick serving again. Great serve. Pernsteiner in trouble. Wong out of system, off the block. Picked up by Seas. Johnson, quick set into the middle, thrown across by Emlong. Orr off the block. Vogel runs it down. Johnson, everything over here. Jesuits into the block. Picked up by Johnson. Vogel. Roll shot coming. Picked up by Madison. Options, back set. Orr tips it across and over. Are we coming on 2? No. Madison. Oh, Ling Wong.
Smart play. Stretch the court out. They came from defending their outside hitter and then stretch it out to all the way out to Ling, who has a nice high swing and finds that line shot.
Madison to serve. Helmick handles it. Johnson, high outside set to Jesuits. Down the line, dug by the setter. Or on the swing, Helmick wears it. Jesuits roll shot. KT Steiner picks it up. Nice backside here to Orr again. She goes off the block. Sees, picks it up. Johnson, look for the D ball here. Nope, Jesuits on the outside. Big swing out of system. Ling Long into the block, picked up. Tipped across, picked up by Johnson. Setters out. Outside set, Jesuits with no jump, picked up by Madison. Dumped across, great decision.
All weekend, Andy, I've heard a lot of coaches talking about how the setters are trying to do too much at the wrong time. That was the perfect time for the setter to go in and catch that defense. Not ready for it at all. Back row setters don't typically make offensive moves like that. Usually it's a front row setter who will do that.
Madison serving again. Helmick handles it. On the slide, it's wide. Madison plays it. Outside set again. Ling Long down the line, and she misses this time.
Well, she was successful going there a point or two ago and earlier in the match as well, so she was trying to just a little over-rotation on her mechanics.
Lauren Miller doing some really nice things here from the setting position for the Wildcats. Jesuits back to serve. No mustard. That ball served into the net. Just, it didn't have good contact. Eiffel back in, or to serve. Good serve, they go at Jesuits. Back set, good slide, tempo, picked up by the layout on Orr. Eiffel, big swing, Jesuits, nice dig. Johnson out to Long. Nice cover from Helmick. Johnson again, she is everywhere. Madison picks up the free ball. Oh, that's fun. Ling Long taking another big swing.
I feel like the block was a little late in getting out there to her, and she took advantage. There's that layout by Kennedy Orr and the set to Ling. Caught that middle's inside arm.
Orr serving again. Trouble. Jesuits plays the second ball. Vogel gonna send across the free ball. Steiner. Two ball in the middle to Eiffel, and she goes into the one court. We saw Orr running that two ball with the slide before, and this time it's Eiffel.
Have you seen them run that?
Not all season. I've watched probably 8 or 9 matches of Eagan's. I have not seen Eiffel hit a two ball yet.
Here they go. They got the ball, free ball as the crowd yells, and they run an option with Sienna, the lefty in the middle, and it's just a straight ahead swing for her. That high contact point that she has so regularly made it an easy shot, really.
Eagan fans up and going. Trojan fans, oh, never mind. I speak too soon. Right as I start saying something, they get loud and get going as well. Scott Jackson's squad off the timeout here. Probably going to need a clean pass. I do like the fact that they've been going to Emlong on that slide out of serve receive. Do you think maybe they might want to run her inside and see how she does in front?
That's a really good question. You're really good at predicting these things, so here's my guess. They're probably going to do it. Somehow you know these things. True story.
Or to serve. They go at Helmick. Long on the outside, big swing, and Madison in position, but Long just hits too hard. That's such a nice swing from the outside.
Yes, Eagan not be able to get a second touch on this ball even. So there it is, high, deep. There's one touch and nobody else even anywhere near the second contact.
Revere serving. Steiner. Oh, no touch, no touch, no touch. Oh.
I'm not going to say anything. If we have that, that would be amazing. However, Kathy Gillen not happy.
Take a look here. She goes up. She doesn't touch it there. Somebody had a touch. Eiffel trying to go down the line out of serve receive and misses, and just like that. Oh, she might have actually got it. She didn't get it here. She might have got it.
She touched it first.
Right, but that means it's a back row
attack.
Back
so
row
either
attack.
way,
Yeah,
either way, it's Wayzata's point. Yep.
KT Pernsteiner, great minds. Tipped across by Eiffel. Johnson on the dump. Madison reads it well. Ling Wong, cross court, dug across the net. Madison again, pushed into the deep one. Easy read, picked up. Johnson bumps it long, big swing, big dig. Or into the block, or again, this time she's gonna go back to Eiffel. Into the block, covered again. These Wildcats won't stop, tipped across. Johnson, backside, quick! That's a great swing there from Emke.
The quality of volleyball right now. Let's watch this play. The slide, hands, nobody in the sixth. Like you talked about earlier, when you play rotation defense, it's open. There it was.
Revere still serving. Overpass.
Setter gets a kill. It's their favorite play of the game. That's what she'll remember.
Revere continuing her serve. Madison behind the 10-foot line. Eiffel swinging off the top of the block, picked up by Long. Got the option. They do go behind Emke. Read well by Mo and Wong. Mo gets the lion's share of that one, though.
Eagan needed that. I really do feel like had Wayzata turned that corner, it might have been the match.
Amador back to serve, tied at 13 here in set 4.
Not the actual match.
Got it, coach. Okay. Jesuits, Johnson, Long, into the block, sent back across. Net violation on Emke there. As the block cover, she tried to just throw it back and ended up catching net on the end.
She jammed her finger on that one too. I bet she wants that one back.
Amador still serving, looking to run here. Off the net. Back row to Jesuits. Played well by Madison. High outside set to Juergens. What she goes down the line and touched.
Scott Jackson knew it. He thought it was just going to be out. Hoped it would just be out. But the ball did change direction. And the line judge had it right away too. So
Both
that's a nice high hand swing.
Absolutely. Amador back to serve again. Mid-run for her team. Serve 6, goes at Jesuits, pass behind the 10-foot line again. They go to Jesuits again, out of the backcourt, off the block of Mo. Or second contact out to Juergens. She tips across, picked up by Helmick. Johnson outside, Long with the big swing. She goes off the block and down.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, Long is a good hitter, but the ball that Johnson puts out is ridiculously smooth. I can read every word on that volleyball when it's traveling 30 feet in the air, 70 feet away from you.
Johnson to serve. Juergens passes, or inside set to Juergens. Dug by Jesuits. Revere, Vogel cross court from Long, and she just misses that one wide. 16-14.
Yeah, the set a little wide for Long on that one. We just had a little too much on it.
Mo back to serve. They go at Helmick. High outside ball, they give it back to her. This time cross court and down for a point as Amador in the 5 that time because Mo was serving. Not comfortable there.
Yeah, that's usually Madison's ball to dig, but still a well-placed shot by the Wayzata hitter.
Avery Sees back to serve, trailing by 1 here in set 4. Madison passes to the 10-foot line. Back set to Eiffel, cross court blocked. Covered by Madison. Outside set to Juergens. This time cross court, Vogel lays out. Jesuits off hands, picked up by Madison again. Outside set again to Juergens. This time down the line. She's so crafty.
High hands, down the line is the shot of the century right now. And I'm telling you, the patience that these girls are showing out here is phenomenal.
Lauren Miller back to serve. Eagan Wildcats up 17-15 late in set 4. They serve at Vogel. Helmick with a quick side out.
Yes, it's a nice touch by the block, but they just, again, didn't finish their move facing the hitter and facing out of bounds, and that's where the ball goes.
I'm not quite sure why you go at Vogel there, but she gets the ball and she will serve here. They go at Steiner. Outside set, or off the block and down. And you see Emlong there just nodding her head like, yeah, I did what I could, but sometimes the attacker has the advantage. Into the game and serving is Steiner.
Yes.
They go again at Vogel. Again, they go to Helmick. Roll shot picked up by Miller. Bump set from Madison. Roll shot into the block, and Kemp. Uh-oh, what do we have here?
A lift. I think they thought that it sat kind of up on her upper arms there a little bit too long. Scott Jackson not happy.
I don't know that that's a call. Well, again, I digress. Up ref in a bad spot to make that call. I think if down ref Ben Teese gives him that call, that's a great take. But if not.
I think he did.
Okay. Jesuits, enough is enough as she unloads on a ball.
That's it, exactly.
Helmick to serve. Her team trailing by 2, 17-19. They go at Steiner, who passes this one well. High outside set to Ling Wong, solo block, and she takes advantage of it.
Again, they're trying to double, they're read blocking on her, on Eagan's outside, and they're trying to double block hard. You can see both of them hanging out, both Wayzata blockers hanging out on Kennedy or just hoping they set her.
High outside set to Jesuits off the block, picked up by Miller. Madison runs it down. Free ball coming from Wong. Vogel, outside again to Jesuits. Looking for it, looking for it, looking for it, no. Timeout, Scott Jackson.
The officiating crew taking a look all around, making sure the R1 does not want to make any judgments on his own without confirmation from his team. And good patience. Oh boy.
Yeah, you saw one?
I don't know. It looked like some fingers moved. Yeah. Yeah.
Middle?
Yeah.
Caught Mo late here, huh?
I think so.
Yee. You might be right there, Coach.
I don't know. I can't line judge. If it's in or out, I'll let somebody else call it. That one just looked like it. You know, it's one of those things that in the moment you have to make the call.
Right.
And you have to trust your instincts.
Right, and again, with don't get me wrong, the camera crew we've got is great. The cameras we have are great. I don't know, it's fuzzy. You're not quite sure one way or the other.
And there's no challenge system.
Correct. So regardless, these 4 people in the gray shirts are the ones making the call.
Watch it. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Now I feel like Big Ten Network color commentators.
Thrown across. Helmick picks it up, sees. Free ball from Jesuits. Picked up by Madison. We're going to go back to Orr here, who goes into the deep cross. Trouble. Free ball from Helmick. Picked up by Steiner. Down the line, Ling Wong. I'll tell you what. There you see Ling's mom and dad. Dad with the big camera. Mom giving fist pumps to everybody. Very excited right now as their daughter, Ling, has the 22-17 lead here in set 4. Ooh, and just wide is Madison's serve. Going for the clean ace.
I think Scott's working as hard as his players in all kinds of ways. You can just see him right there. He is locked in.
Glad he's not wearing an Apple Watch. I'd hate to know what his heart rate is right about now. There's Mo. We haven't called her name much since set 2, and she's good for the kill there. 23-18.
We'll see how Wayzata responds. Single block. Again, they were really keying in on Kennedy or they're on the right side and off balance. So So smart choice by that setter.
Or missing the serve, make it 19-23. Wayzata needing a run here, and Revere might be the girl to get him there. She's done some really nice things from the service line this weekend. They go at Wong, who handles it well. Quick set in the middle to Mo. Dug by Helmick. Jesuits to Long. Cross court picked up off the block. Outside to Wong. Cross court, Jesuits. Not able to handle it well, and just like that, it is set point Eagan.
I'm gonna tell you, Ling right there just gave her setter a set me pass, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Outside hitters are known for it, and we love them for it. But sometimes.
As long as they deliver, right?
Exactly.
Amador back to serve, set point, 24-19. Nice pass, high outside set to, oh, solo block, covered though. Wait a minute. Oh, they got an under call? And I guess we're going 25-19, the end of set 4. And for the 4th year in a row, we're going to 5 here in the state 3A final.
Well, Jeff Groves is your guy for the stats, not me. I'll believe you, though. Here we are taking a peek at the Eagan band, celebrating this 4th set win by the Eagan Wildcats. I see the coin toss is happening over there. I believe Eagan will serve, and Wayzata wants to switch sides. That's been the winning side all night.
I like it. I like it.
In this match. I don't know about all
right.
night.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's Eagan celebrating that 25-19 4th set win.
We'll be back in just a minute.
Operation Wonder Park is a go!
There's nothing more powerful than imagination.
Honey, have you seen my cell phone?
But don't just imagine.
My park came to life?
Ooh, a plot twist.
Use STEM to build, create.
She did it.
And change the world.
Who's with me?
I'm more of a 2 feet on the ground kind of guy.
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
And we're back inside the XL Energy Center as Blaine head coach Celeste Gorman recognizing the 3 Blaine girls in our screen right now. As we're
that may
back
have been unprofessional. I apologize.
That's quite all right, coach. That's quite all right. We're back for set 5 here. And taking a look at it, it's another just clean match so far. Set 5s tend to be about ball control and energy, a little bit of effort. We'll see which team has the most. Samara Amador to serve to start set 5. Helmick with the pass, Long, or picks this one up. Madison, they go to Eiffel. Jesuits wears it. Oh boy, jeepers. And a center line violation from Johnson there.
Listen, I like the effort, but safety first. I'm really a big proponent on that ball. You just let that go, even in a state championship.
Amador to serve again. Jesuits handles this one well. Quick set into the middle, picked up by Madison, or quick set to Mo, tipped across. Helmick handles it, outside set, little inside. Long does what she can with it, ball dug, off the net. Juergens off speed, picked up by Vogel. Back set, Helmick, off the block. Can Amador get there? No.
Good high hand swing. I can't say enough about it. although this match is filled with it, which is probably why these two teams are in this match to begin with.
Sees to serve. Madison, little tough pass there. See who can get a swing on it. And Mo sneaks one past Emke there as it's normally whoever jumps last on the joust that wins that, but I think Emke honestly was just too high.
I don't think she had the net sealed off either.
Ah, there it is. Thanks, Coach. Vogel with a good pass. High outside set Jesuits, who's been on fire, and that one's off the block and down for another point. Wayzata ties it up at 2. Good, clean side-out volleyball so far.
This officiating crew is earning their money right now. They are having to make a lot of calls.
Vogel to serve. Amador passes a great ball. Hang it to Kemp into the corner and misses. Is Kemp the right choice there?
I think so.
Vogel still serving. Eiffel, big swing. Johnson holds it. Vogel. Oh, welcome to the block party.
This is some excellent volleyball. You can see these two right side hitters just taking turns, lefties, and Eagan just has the better block that time. That's the outside hitter, the shorter of the two. Juergens.
Jesuits with the swing, off the block and down. She's really had a nice match here in the final.
Yes, she has. Just a junior.
Back to serve Helmick. They go at Amador, 8 feet. Or out of system, takes a big swing anyway. Helmick gonna send this one across. Orr's gonna play the first ball, get herself available. They go outside to Juergens, who's got nothing but cross court, and she finds it off the block.
Just catches that block off-timed for them. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm gonna go with it.
Jackson frustrated there was no double contact called on the Miller set there. These refs have let that happen all day. They're not going to change it in set 5. Steiner to serve. Vogel, nice pass. Back set on the slide, tipped across and down.
So that I'm going to call it a bad set, but not really. Like, it just is a little wide for her here. You can see her, she's early, she's on her way down, but it worked to her benefit because the defense was expecting her to swing big on that.
Wayzata up 5-4, Jesuits to serve.
Second miss from the serving line for her. Her last trip back to the serving line, I believe she missed.
Kaylin Madison to serve, 5-5, senior libero. Jesuits passes well, back set quick. Looking for hands, no hands found. It's a good idea, Emlong there going quick on the cue, but she misses it. Madison still serving, Eagan up by 1. Outside long, into the block, picked up, nice cover. Johnson outside the long again. Off the block, KT handles it. Oh, we got an undercall.
I get scared. So many people jumping, so many ankles to be sprained. I just get a little nervous.
Everything else, yeah.
Hard for me not to explain.
Revere to serve, 6-6 in the 5th. Madison, great pass, quick in the middle to Mo, dug by Helmick. Johnson, back row to Jesuits, off the block and down, Jesuits.
I like how she's responded to that missed serve. A lot of times you have compound errors, but for her, she went back to the serving line, had the error, got the next pass perfect to her setter, and here gets the back row attack kill.
Revere serving. Madison, that ball's right of center. Or off the block. Madison covers. Quick set in the middle to Mo, off the block. Are they going to run out of room? They do.
That's a really good, smart swing by Mo there. Really smart swing. That's a tough ball to score on, and just to find those hands and place it there is just a veteran move.
7-7, set 5. Or to serve. Getting some instruction from Kathy Gillen. It's a good serve. They go at Helmick. Back set on the slide, too long.
That's 2 in a row that they've hit from that slide out of bounds. They got to really connect on that. That's one of their go-tos for Wayzata.
When do we approach just feed the hot hand of long time?
5 minutes ago.
Thanks, Coach. Helmick, now they go to long. Picked up by Madison. Maybe he had her eyes closed. She'll send it across. Vogel handles the free ball. They go back to long through the block and down, 8-8.
Yeah, I think you could see there that ball was set inside. The first one was set a little wider, and she hit kind of deep 5-6. Here's the one that's inside that's just a lot easier for her to take a full approach and swing through that block.
Johnson with a big, nice serve. Bump set. Eiffel going to go across, and she puts it into the deep 5-6. Nice swing.
Clean swing. Looked easy.
Amador to serve. 9-8, set 5 of the Class 3A final. Nice serve. Jesuits handles it. High outside set. Like you said, these officials are making their money today. Another close ball that lands just out, and it is 9-9 here in set 5.
I feel like they're having to make decisions. A lot of times it's like the game just takes care of itself, and a lot of these are just so close.
Sees off the bench into serve and misses. 10-9, Eagan 5 points away from a state title. But if the first 4.5 sets have taught us anything, we may be here long.
True story.
Mo, nice serve. Handled well. Johnson, back set, Helmick down the line. Amador not able to handle that one. 10-10.
Wow. That's a player right there. That's a kid who says, give me the ball. Tons of respect for a kid like that.
Vogel to serve. Goes at Amador. Nice pass. Juergens on the inside. And just missing wide. And Wayzata with the lead late. 11-10 here in set 5.
Andy, you're coaching this match, hypothetically. When do you call a timeout?
Now.
If you're Kathy Gillen?
One of us has won a lot of state titles. I'm not that person. Amador with a nice pass again. They go to Kemp, and she goes through the block as M. Long has to go up and can't get over.
I'm just going to say that was kind of lucky, okay? Because when you throw a ball into a blocker's hands, typically that's point for the other team.
Nice serve from Miller. Back set here, Helmick, of course it is. Dug by Miller. Madison, or sending it across. Vogel picks it up, 3 good options. They choose Helmick off the block. Madison, nice ball, high ball to Kemp. Tipped, picked up by Johnson. Vogel outside, Helmick for the 3rd time. This time Amador clean. Oh, slide set, no call, we're gonna play. Jesuits down the line, and that point should have been Wayzata's anyway.
I think like you said earlier, they just do not want to call those plays. They're gonna let the girls decide it. You can see Wayzata fans pumped up for this 12-11 lead in a match that will end with this 15-point set. Here's the slide. Dug and set to the outside. Hitter who hits that line shot so well. Is that Jesuits? Yes. Yes.
Jesuits again, yeah.
What a hitter.
Yeah, she's doing a little bit of everything. She's passed well. She's hit a bunch of balls. Out of the back row, she's had a couple nice swings. Right now, if you're Coach Gillen, what's the call? What's the route you want to attack right now? Who's getting this ball?
Again, one of us has all of these state tournament championship appearances. Honestly, I'm gonna use my kid. I'm gonna get Kennedy or involved and just let her touch the ball as much as possible.
No one will fight you for it. Helmick, nice serve. Off the net, bump set to Orr. Big swing, dug up. They got room, sees. Nobody there, oh!
Some miscommunication over there on Wayzata's side. I think again, there's the ball with Kennedy Orr. See what happens. 12-12 here. Wayzata needs to stay loose. You see a shoe tie happening over here. I don't know if it was untied, but doggone it, is that a smart play?
In rotation 4. Johnson in the front row. See which one of her many hitters she goes after here. Nice pass, high outside set, Jesuits. Madison wears it. Wong off the net, roll shot, picked up by Vogel. Johnson outside to Jesuits again. This time she goes down the line and in. 13-12, Jesuits. Big swing from the junior.
Going back to the serving line. After this swing here, you'll see her. Oh, yeah, just inside. The block didn't go wide enough. I don't think Kennedy Orr set it way inside because she's been having such good success cross court. Jesuits feels it or sees it, one or the other, and scores down the line.
And uncharacteristic Jesuits there, although you did say she's missed a couple here. 13-13.
Guaranteed she serves at Jesuits, and Jesuits passes dimes. Oh, I lied.
Oh. Helmick in trouble, free ball chance, Orr picks it up. They go to Mo! Okay, fine, set the kid 20 times.
She doesn't make errors. I'm not gonna say that the kid is the go-to, but if someone doesn't make errors, you gotta feed them a little more often. Maybe? But then again, here's what I'm gonna say. Off Wayzata's timeout, what I will say, Andy, is that the right choice. Right, I said give Kennedy the ball, but if you're in system, you're less predictable, and therefore you can pretty much set, I don't want to say it like that, you can set a kid like that and she's going to score for you. But it's the unpredictability, it's that first ball contact you have got to take care of.
Okay, so right now we're coming off this timeout. We're in rotation 3, which means we have Long, and the setter Johnson in the front row. What's the route combo here, and who do you go to if you're Johnson? Or if you're Scott Jackson, do you just say trust your gut and run your play?
I think he with a senior setter, you say, do you, kid? You got us here, you run the show, we trust you.
Madison,
or maybe not.
Madison, the senior libero, to serve match point. Nice pass outside to Long, and she's good to the 6. We get to play free volleyball.
Each team has one timeout left here. Here's the outside set. That's not a hard hit ball, but so smart and so well placed, and she's got a body of work here tonight that Eagan has to respect.
KT Pernsteiner handles the pass well. Back set, of course, to Orr. Into the block. Not covered well. That ball should have been picked up, Coach, right?
I think so. I think a lot of times players will go to the floor instead of staying on their feet just a little bit longer so that they can make an easier play because you're more balanced when you're on your feet. And that's just, again, straight to the floor here. Kennedy gets blocked, of course, because she's ready for it. Long is ready for the block. And I just see, I think KT can stay on her feet just a little bit longer. You're faster on your feet as well, right? It's a slow move to the floor versus a quick shuffle or a dive and make the play first. But again, she's on Kathy Eagan's team. Kathy Eagan.
Well, maybe.
Kathy Eagan-Gillen. Kathy Gillen's team. You know, this Eagan team is not going to quit. We'll see what the setter goes with.
Revere, the sophomore DS. Serves at Pernsteiner, of course. High outside set. Ling Long gonna swing for it. Goes cross court. Long handles it. High outside set. Long cross court. Picked up. Roll shot into the block. Picked up. Ooh, secondary handle. Long tips it down the line. Pernsteiner. And that'll do it. Wayzata has won the state title. 16-14 in set 5.
Championship match. I know Eagan disappointed, but this is some good volleyball, and that Wayzata team, they came into this state tournament with a loss more than, what, they got a couple of losses here, but
they lost 3 matches all in tournament play.
Right.
Have not lost a 5-set match all season, and they do it again here, using every point they possibly could to win 16-14 in the 5th. Gillen's squad just a little distraught. Some tears from the seniors. There you see Scott Jackson just elated at what his team just accomplished. This Wayzata team 2 years ago, when these seniors were sophomores, the worst Wayzata team that I had ever seen, but Scott knew not only would these kids be good the following year when they lost to a very loaded Champlain Park team in the section final, a Champlain Park team that would come on and beat this Eagan team in the state final. He knew that this was the year they were building for. Scott Jackson, patient, disciplined, the way this man has done it, and you see the Wayzata fans going and hugging one of their old coaches who's been on the roster for many, many years.
A part of these kids is early career here at Wayzata, so quite the homecoming here for her. Oh gosh. Andy, I gotta tell you right now, I love a championship. I love the emotion. I love what sports does for these players and fans. Oh, love it. I get emotional. I don't know any of these kids, but look at heart, soul, body.
Yeah, you see these players in tears, really excited for what they've done. Congratulations to them. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education. No one receives a diploma alone. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And welcome back as we are here for the medal ceremony. We're catching the end of Eagan getting their silver medals. Another great tournament for them, another back-to-back-to-back silver medal for them. Got to feel like it might be something on Kathy Gillen's back right now. Her team played very well all season. Came into this match undefeated. Had not played this Wayzata Trojan team, though. So Scott 1-0 this year against Kathy Gillen, and it's the big one, the one that matters, as we see Eagan, Kennedy Orr, and Kaylin Madison receiving their second-place trophy. Both pretty emotional after the loss. Real excited at the opportunity to get here, definitely. Feeling a little bummed out that they didn't come out on top.
But what a match.
Absolutely.
What a match, what effort. This is a team that has heart, and you can see the fans just wearing the emotion too. Like, they're so invested in this team.
And that loud roar you hear behind us is the Wayzata student section, as we're going to turn it over to PA announcer Allie Cronk and the championship presentation.
Girls volleyball champions is Wayzata. Gold medals will now be presented to each member of the team. Number 2, Avery Seas. Number 4, Ella Vogel. Number 5, Elizabeth Helmick. Number 7, Molly Soderlund. Number 8, Kate Long. Number 9, McKenna Lear. 11, Gabby Tolander. 13, Sophie Jesowitz. 14, Jaden Morrison. Number 22, Olivia Johnson. 23, Sierra Moore. Number 24, Lily Emlong. 26, Emma Gerger. 28, Katie Revere. And number 25, Caitlin Emke. Student manager, Bree Lucky. Student manager, Ellie Schaefer. Assistant coach, Alyssa Klosterman. Assistant coach, Brandon Robinson. And head coach for the Wayzata Trojans, Scott Jackson. And now, will the captains of the Wayzata girls volleyball team, the first place 2019 Minnesota State High School Class 3A Championship Volleyball team, please come forward to receive your championship trophy.
And there it was, the Wayzata Trojans 2019 State Class 3A champions. First championship in 7 appearances. There's protocol here, but Scott Jackson doesn't seem to care much. He wants to let his athletes enjoy this moment. Those photos, they can have.
I'll tell you, Andy, with Barb Beasy, when she's the Assistant Activities Athletic Director at Wayzata and running the show here, I think she can allow the protocol to be broken just a hair. And more power to them. How exciting for this team. They're so obviously deserving of it. And now they are getting the official.
The high school league buzzkill coming in to make sure everybody follows protocol. These girls so excited at their opportunity, so happy for what they've done, and the girls doing such a great job. A season of ups, a couple downs, a couple tournament losses to Northfield, another one to Minnetonka. But anytime they got to play 3 out of 5, this team came out on top, and we see it again here as they're lining up for their photo. So happy, so excited for Scott Jackson and the rest of these Trojans. Our hats off to you. Congratulations. On behalf of Celeste Gorman, I'm going to go ahead and throw a shout out for John and Jay, who couldn't be here today, Isaac and everybody back in the booth, all our cameramen. Thank you so much for your continued support of CCX. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of the support we've seen. Thank you so much, and have a great off season. I understand there's more sports to follow as both Champlain Park and Wayzata will be playing in the Prep Bowl semifinals next week.
Hold on, now look up for the parents.